Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel Maths with Mel. This video is about 5 tools that can help aid your child in maths. So we have an abacus, we have counters, we have marbles, we have money, and last we have cubes. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Well, an abacus is an ancient tool that was used many years ago before we had calculators and computers to do our calculations. Accountants usually used it most often when they were making their calculations in regards to their profits. The rows represent the place value. So for example, the first row will be ones, then we've got tens, then we've got 100, then we've got 1,000, then we've got 10,000, then we've got 100,000, then we've got a million, then we've got 10 million, then we've got 100 million, then we've got a billion. So if you wanted to do addition, let's start with a simple addition. 7 plus 6, you move 7 ones over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add 6, you'd count 1, 2, 3. Because you've reached 10, you will replace this 10 with one of the 10s on the next row. So that will be 10 and continue counting. 4, 5, 6. So 7 plus 6 would equal to 13. So it will be 1 10 and 3 ones, which is 13. Now a harder question we could do is 120 plus 42. Now we're going to start with the bigger number. So we're going to write 120. So that's 1 100 and 2 tens. So 120. So that's 120 plus 42. You'll need to count into tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 ones. 1, 2. So 120 plus 42 would equate to 101, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 2 will be 162. So 120 plus 42 will be 162. We could also do subtraction. So let's do subtraction. Let's start off with a simple one. So we can do 8 subtract 3. So we go into the ones. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we subtract 3. We go 1, 2, 3. You're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 subtract 3 will be 5. We could also do a hard one. So let's say, I don't know, 164 subtract 33. So we put 100 and then 64 will be 6 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we wanted to subtract 33. So we will subtract 30. So we take away 30. So 3 tens. 1, 2, 3. And then we subtract 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. So your answer would be 131. Multiplication is a bit different. So for example, 6 times 7, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you can see, these both are mirrored. So the top part represents the place value for ones, and the bottom one represents the place value for ones. So 6 times 7, a single digit multiplied by a single digit, will be mirrored in this form. So for example, for every one I move over, I need to have a group of 7 at the bottom. So for example, here we already have a group of 7 at the bottom, so we can move one over, yes, and then we need to add another 7. So 1, 2, 3. But because we're out of ones, we need to add a 10 and continue counting. 4, 5, 6, 7, which is we can move one over because that's another group of 7. Then we continue counting, adding another group of 7, so it'll be 3 times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we're out of ones again, we need to add a 10 and then add 6, 7. So we move one over. Then we add another 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Move one over. And then add another 7. 1, 2, because we're out of ones, we move one over. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we add another group of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we're out. move over, 5, 6, 7. So 6 times 7 will be 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, and 1, 2, 2 ones will be 42. You could also do multiplication in rows and arrays. So what do I mean by that? So for example, the same question, 6 times 7. So 6 times 7 would be 6 groups of 7. So you need to make 6 groups of 7 here. So here, 6 groups of 7, you need to count 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's one group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's two groups. So all of these represent 1 in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's one group, two groups, three groups, four groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here we've got one group of 7, two groups of 7, three groups of 7, four groups of 7, five groups of 7, six groups of 7. And in this case, you can get your child just to count the counters if they can't count in sevens. So here they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So 6 times 7 is 42. So if your child can't cope with the other method of using the abacus in multiplication, you could also show them in rows and arrays, which they do in year 1 and in year 2. We're going to do division now, so let's start with a simple one, 6 divided by 3. So again, we're mirroring the top and bottom, so these are units and these are units. So it's a single digit divided by a single digit. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 divided by 3. So every time we move a group of 3 over, we need to move 1 over this way. So if we move another group of 3 over, we need to move 1 over this way. So 6 divided by 3 would be 1, 2. Another tool you could use is counters, which also does addition. So we could do 3, 3, add 2, which is 5. You could also use it for subtraction. So let's say I wanted to do 6 subtract 2, you'll be left with 4. You could also use it for multiplication. So again, 2 lots of 3. So 2 lots of 3. So you have one group of 3, 2 groups of 3, which gives us 6. And we could also use it for division. So 6 divided by 2. One person will get 1, another person, one person, one person, one person. So again, 6 divided by 2, each person will get 3. You could use it for probability as well. You can use it to get children to identify colours, same as the cubes. Another tool that you could use to help aid your child in maths is marbles. So here we can use addition. So for example, we can do 2 plus 3 marbles and get them to count the amount, which is 5. We can get them to do subtraction. So let's say here there's 10 marbles. We have 10 marbles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And ask them 10 take away 4, for example. They'll move 1, 2, 3, 4 and count what's left over. So 10 take away 4 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can also use it in multiplication. So let's say we wanted your child to do 2 times 3. We can use it as 2 lots of 3, so we can group them 2 lots of 3. So 2 lots of 3 would be 1, 2, 3, that's 1 lot of 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 2 lots of 3. So 2 lots of 3 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can also do division, so let's work backwards from 2 times 3. So 6, 2 times 3 is 6, and we go 6 divided by 2. So we share it up in between 2 people. So we got 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. And you ask your child, how much does each person get? So 6 divided by 2 would be 3. So each person gets 3. You could also use marbles for probability. Another tool you can use to help aid your child in maths, and you'll be killing two birds in one stone, is money. So here I've got some 2p's, I've got some pennies, and I've got some 5p's. So we could use money for addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, even probability. So if I wanted to do, let's say, 5 plus 2, a simple sum, I could use the ones and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pennies plus 2 pennies is, and get your child to count the whole amount, will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, you could also show them using value of money. If they know that the value of 5 is 5p, they could also do 5p plus 2, which is the same thing as you just done with pennies, but 5 plus 2 is 7. But even with the pennies, you've just broken it up. You could also do subtraction with them. So for example, let's say we had 5 take away 2. So you get 5 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take away 2 will leave us with 3 pennies. You could also show them a mixture. So you could do, let's say we can make 5 using 2 pennies and 1 penny, and still do the same sum. 5 take away 2, so 5 take away 2p will leave you with 3p. Multiplication now, you could obviously show them that every penny represents 1. So when they're doing 1 times table, they go 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, and so on. But they could also use, for example, the 2 times table, they can use the 2p. So they can go 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, counting 2's, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8. But they could also do it with 5p's, 10p's. So here we can count in 5's. We go 5, 1 times 5 is 5, 2 times 5 is 10, 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 5 is 20, and then 5 times 5 is 25. But we could also use it for division. So the way we've just gone in 5's to work out what was 5 times 5, which is 25, we could also ask them what's 25 divided by 5. So if we know that all of this represents 25, we can count how many groups there are. So here there's 1 group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5, 4 groups of 5, 5 groups of 5. So 25 divided by 5 would be 5. You could also show them another division. So for example, 20 divided by 4. So they'll go 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then ask them how many coins are there. So the coins, the amount of coins represents the answer to the division. So 20 divided by 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20 divided by 5p's, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 20 divided by 5 will give you 4. Another tool that I will use to help me aid my child in maths, and you can use to help your child in maths, is blocks, cubes. So here we've got like 2 cubes, so we know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these 2 cubes represents 20. So if I was now to break it up and ask my child what does that represent, it's the same thing. We know we've got 10 and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we've got 15. You could also help, these can help for addition, subtraction. So for addition, you can do 2 plus 3 and ask them how much is the amount there. So we know 2 plus 3 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could also do subtraction with this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and said 7 take away 2. So 7 take away 2 cubes will leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could also use multiplication with the cubes. So for example, if we wanted to do 2 times 3, we would have 1, 2, 3, that's one group of 3. 1, 2, 3, 2 groups of 3, so 2 lots of 3 will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could also do it as division. So let's say I had 6 cubes and I wanted to divide them into 3 parts. So I can break it up as 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we know 6 dividing into 3 equal groups, we know each person, or in each group there's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 6 divided by 3 would be 2. You could also use these for 3D shapes. So here they've got a shape, and if they ask you, for example, the plane view, so from the top, or they ask you for the side view of the shape, what would it look like, and ask them to draw it out. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. If you liked, give us a thumbs up. My next video will be on getting your child to master any times table. If you are interested, please turn on your notifications so you don't miss that video. Thank you again for tuning in with Maths with Mel, and I'll see you again in my next video.